Chevrolet Corvette Zora. This car isn't just another Corvette. It's a bold evolution, a statement from Chevrolet that they're ready to play in the true hypercar league. The Zora represents everything the Corvette has been building toward since going mid-engine with the C8 generation. And now it's finally here to push the limits of power, performance, and technology. The first thing that grabs your attention is the exterior design. The 2026 Corvette Zora looks aggressive from every angle, a perfect mix of precision engineering and dramatic styling. It still carries the familiar mid-engine silhouette of the C8, but everything has been dialed up several notches. The front fascia is wider, sharper, and sculpted for maximum aerodynamic efficiency. You'll notice a prominent splitter sitting low to the ground, with massive air intakes that feed cool air to the radiators and brakes. The hood features vents that aren't just for show. They actively channel airflow over the car, helping it stick to the road at high speeds. Moving to the sides, the Zora's stance is nothing short of intimidating. Those deep side scoops feed air directly into the engine bay, while the body lines sweep back in a way that looks fast even when standing still. The wide rear haunches give it that muscular, planted appearance, and the car sits on lightweight forged wheels wrapped in high-performance Michelin tires. Around the back, the rear design is dominated by an aggressive diffuser, quad exhaust tips, and a functional rear wing that adds serious downforce. The taillights retain the Corvette's signature style but are sharper, more futuristic, and flow beautifully with the sculpted lines of the rear. Everything about this exterior screams purpose. Every curve, vent, and crease serves a function, making it as efficient as it is beautiful. Slip inside, and you're greeted with a cabin that finally puts Corvette's interior game on par with European supercars. Chevrolet has redesigned much of the cockpit for the Zora, taking cues from the C8 while refining everything. The driving position is low and focused, with the steering wheel shaped more like a race car's, flat on the top and bottom with premium materials and tactile controls. Behind it sits a fully digital instrument cluster, displaying real-time performance data, hybrid system status, and even customizable track telemetry. The center console now feels cleaner and more driver-oriented. Gone is the controversial line of buttons from earlier models. Instead, the Zora features a large, central touchscreen that controls everything from drive modes to navigation. The interface is faster, smarter, and compatible with Apple CarPlay and Android Auto. The seats are pure performance, deep bolsters, lightweight construction, and finished in premium leather or Alcantara depending on your trim. The quality of materials has taken a major leap forward, with aluminum, carbon fiber, and micro suede used throughout. Even the stitching is precise and color-matched to the exterior, adding a bespoke touch. Comfort isn't ignored either. Dual-zone climate control, a premium Bose sound system, and ambient lighting make long drives surprisingly pleasant. It's a car you could daily if you wanted to, though it's clearly built for those who prefer the sound of a screaming V8 to a podcast. The layout wraps around the driver, giving you the feeling that you're in command of something truly special. Because you are. Now, let's get into what really makes the Zora legendary: performance. Underneath that sculpted shell lies a beastly powertrain that redefines what an American sports car can do. The Zora combines Chevrolet's 5.5-liter twin-turbocharged flat-plane crank V8 with an electric motor on the front axle, making it a hybrid all-wheel drive monster. Together, this setup delivers a staggering 1,200 to 1,250 horsepower and nearly 950 pound-feet of torque. Yes, you heard that right. Over 1,000 horsepower from a Corvette. Power delivery is instantaneous thanks to the hybrid system. The electric motor provides instant torque to the front wheels, eliminating turbo lag and giving the Zora blistering acceleration. Early performance data suggests a 0 to 60 mph time of around 1.9 seconds. That's quicker than most hypercars, costing 3 times as much. The top speed is expected to exceed 250 mph, putting it right in the ring with the McLaren 750S, Ferrari SF90, and even the Bugatti Chiron when it comes to raw numbers. Handling is just as impressive. The Zora's all-wheel drive system is intelligent, constantly balancing power between the front and rear axles for maximum grip. The chassis uses adaptive magnetic ride control, allowing it to switch from comfortable touring mode to track-ready stiffness in milliseconds. The suspension and aerodynamics have been fine-tuned for both stability and responsiveness, giving drivers a perfect balance between confidence and thrill. Huge carbon ceramic brakes with 10-piston front calipers bring it to a stop just as fast as it accelerates, ensuring it's as safe as it is savage. Chevrolet didn't just chase numbers. They engineered the Zora to be a complete driving experience. Whether you're carving mountain roads, cruising through town, or hammering around a racetrack, the car adapts seamlessly. The hybrid system even allows limited electric-only driving for short distances. Though, let's be honest, most owners will prefer to hear that twin-turbo V8 roar. In terms of pricing, the Corvette Zora is expected to start around $200,000 to $210,000. That's a huge jump from the base Stingray or even the Z06. But when you look at what you're getting, over 1,000 horsepower hybrid AWD, hypercar performance, and cutting-edge tech, it's still an incredible bargain compared to the European competition. Cars offering similar performance often start well above $500,000. Of course, optional packages and customizations can push the price higher. Expect track packages, carbon fiber exterior upgrades, and premium interior trims to add tens of thousands more. But even fully loaded, it's still one of the best value hypercars you can buy. Availability is expected to be limited, at least initially. Chevrolet plans to produce the Zora in smaller numbers to maintain exclusivity and ensure quality control. Demand is already sky-high, with enthusiasts and collectors lining up to reserve spots. Deliveries are rumored to start sometime in late 2025, with full production ramping up in 2026. What makes the Zora so significant isn't just its outrageous power or technology. It's what it represents, the evolution of the American sports car. The Corvette has always stood for attainable performance, but the Zora takes that philosophy into uncharted territory. It's no longer just competing with Porsche or Lamborghini. It's entering the hypercar conversation with McLaren, Ferrari, and Koenigsegg. The Zora is named after Zora Arkus Duntov, the legendary Corvette engineer who dreamed of making the Corvette a true world-class supercar. It's fitting that this car finally fulfills that dream. Every detail, from its hybrid drivetrain to its aerodynamic efficiency, feels like a tribute to his vision. The name isn't just marketing. It's legacy realized. Driving the Zora, from what early impressions suggest, is a sensory overload. Brutal acceleration, razor-sharp steering, and a soundtrack that blends the futuristic whine of electric motors with the raw scream of a twin-turbo V8. It's both classic and modern, mechanical and digital, familiar yet completely new. So what's the takeaway? The 2026 Chevrolet Corvette Zora is more than just another step for the Corvette lineup. It's a leap into the future. It combines the passion and power of American engineering with the sophistication of cutting-edge hybrid technology. It's the kind of car that doesn't just compete, it disrupts. If you're looking for a car that can outpace almost anything on the road, turn heads everywhere it goes, and deliver an experience that balances raw muscle with precision control, the Zora is it. It's the Corvette we've been waiting for. The one that finally proves Chevrolet can build. A car worthy of standing shoulder to shoulder with the world's best. That's the full review of the 2026 Chevrolet Corvette Zora, a car that redefines performance, design, and technology. If you enjoyed this deep dive, don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit that bell icon so you don't miss our next feature here on MVP Road Car. Until next time, keep your engines roaring and your eyes on the road, because the future of performance just arrived and it's wearing a Corvette badge. Mercedes AMG GT. This isn't just a car, it's a statement of power, design, and German precision engineering. AMG has taken everything we loved about the previous generation GT and refined it into a perfect blend of aggression and luxury. So buckle up, because we're diving deep into the exterior, interior, performance, and pricing details of this absolute beast. First impressions matter, and the 2026 AMG GT knows how to make one. The moment you see it, you know this car means business. The proportions are classic Grand Tourer. Long hood, wide stance, and a low muscular silhouette that hugs the road like it owns it. Mercedes has refined the design language to make the car look more athletic yet elegant. The front end features a bold Panamericana grille with vertical chrome slats and the iconic AMG badge sitting proudly in the center. The headlights are slimmer now, adopting Mercedes' new digital light technology, which not only looks futuristic but also enhances night visibility dramatically. These lights can project symbols and lane guidance directly onto the road surface, a touch straight out of science fiction. Down below, the air intakes are larger and more purposeful, channeling air to cool that powerful engine while improving aerodynamics. The hood lines are sculpted to perfection, giving the car an aggressive yet graceful look. Move to the side and the coupe's flowing roofline transitions smoothly into the rear, giving it that unmistakable AMG GT silhouette. The wider track gives it a more planted stance, and those massive 21-inch forged wheels with intricate AMG designs just complete the look. The new frameless doors and flush-fitting handles not only add elegance, but also help reduce drag. At the back, the 2026 AMG GT takes a slightly more understated yet powerful approach. The LED taillights stretch horizontally with a new 3D effect, emphasizing the car's width. The rear spoiler is now active, automatically adjusting based on speed to optimize downforce or reduce drag when needed. And of course, the signature quad exhausts sit proudly within the aggressive diffuser. Every single angle of this car screams performance and exclusivity. It's clear that Mercedes didn't just want to build a sports car. They wanted to create a design masterpiece that commands attention without shouting too loud. Now step inside, and you immediately feel the fusion of motorsport DNA with luxurious craftsmanship. The interior of the 2026 AMG GT is a big leap forward in terms of technology, comfort, and design. It feels like you're stepping into the cockpit of a high-performance spaceship. The centerpiece is Mercedes' latest MBUX infotainment system, a massive portrait-oriented touchscreen that integrates seamlessly into the center console. The graphics are crisp, the interface is fluid, and the customization options are endless. Everything from drive modes, exhaust sound, suspension stiffness, and even seat bolstering can be adjusted with just a few taps. The digital instrument cluster behind the steering wheel is equally impressive, offering multiple display modes, from classic AMG dials to full-track telemetry. The flat-bottom AMG steering wheel feels incredible in your hands, wrapped in fine Nappa leather and featuring tactile aluminum paddle shifters. The controls on the wheel are touch-sensitive but have just enough feedback to make them easy to use while driving. And right behind it, the start-stop button glows in red, just daring you to push it. The seats are another highlight. They're AMG's new performance buckets, offering perfect lateral support without sacrificing comfort. You can take this car to the racetrack and still drive it home in complete comfort. The seats are wrapped in fine leather and Alcantara, with contrast stitching and embossed AMG logos. You can choose from a range of interior themes, from sporty black with red accents to more luxurious tan or even two-tone combinations. The ambient lighting system offers 64 colors, giving you a chance to set the mood, whether you're cruising through the city or tearing down the Autobahn. Mercedes has also worked hard on improving practicality this time. The 2026 GT now has a 2+2 seating layout for the first time, which means small rear seats suitable for short trips or extra luggage space. The cabin feels more spacious than before, thanks to clever packaging and slimmer pillars, improving visibility. The materials are top-notch everywhere you touch. Aluminum, carbon fiber, and leather dominate the cabin, giving you a sense of handcrafted luxury. Now, let's talk about what really makes this car special: the performance. Under the hood lies the heart of AMG, a 4.0-liter twin-turbo V8 engine, handcrafted as always in a Falterbach. But this time, it's even more refined and powerful. In the 2026 AMG GT 63 model, it delivers around 577 horsepower and 590 pound-feet of torque. That's enough to launch this coupe from 0 to 60 in just about 3.1 seconds. The top speed? A thrilling 196 miles per hour. But it's not just about straight-line speed. It's the way this car delivers it. Power delivery is instant, smooth, and absolutely addictive. The throttle response feels razor sharp, and when you downshift, the exhaust pops and crackles in a way that makes you grin every single time. Mercedes has paired this engine with AMG's 9-speed multi-clutch transmission, which shifts faster than ever before. You barely feel any delay between gears, and the car always seems to know exactly what gear you need. The 4MATIC Plus all-wheel drive system ensures incredible traction, allowing you to put all that power down confidently, even on less than perfect roads. The handling balance is remarkable. You get that typical rear-wheel drive feel with just enough front-end grip to keep it stable through corners. The 2026 AMG GT also benefits from the same active suspension system seen in the AMG SL, offering adaptive damping and four-wheel steering. This makes the car more agile at low speeds and more stable at high speeds. Whether you're cruising on the highway or carving up mountain roads, it feels composed, planted, and alive. The steering feedback is precise, giving you a strong connection to the road, something that's becoming rare in modern cars. And when you switch it to comfort mode, it calms down completely, offering a surprisingly smooth and quiet ride. It's a car with two personalities, a ferocious track monster and a refined grand tourer. Fuel efficiency isn't the main focus here, but Mercedes has managed to make the V8 slightly more efficient thanks to cylinder deactivation and a mild hybrid system that adds a small electric boost during acceleration and smooth start-stop transitions. It's not a hybrid in the traditional sense, but it helps make the drive smoother and a bit more eco-friendly without compromising performance. When it comes to price, the 2026 Mercedes AMG GT will start around $150,000 for the GT55 model and climb closer to $175,000 or more for the GT63 variant, depending on options. That might sound steep, but considering what you're getting, the performance, the craftsmanship, and the brand heritage, it's actually well positioned against rivals like the Porsche 911 Turbo, Aston Martin Vantage, and even the Audi R8. And let's be honest, this car offers a level of everyday usability that many of its competitors can't match. It's both a supercar and a luxury grand tourer you can actually live with. So, what's the verdict? The 2026 Mercedes AMG GT is a car that manages to evolve without losing its soul. It's more powerful, more refined, and more technologically advanced than ever before, yet it still delivers that raw AMG thrill. The design is jaw-dropping, the interior is luxurious and futuristic, and the performance is nothing short of breathtaking. Mercedes has clearly listened to enthusiasts and created a car that blends emotion and engineering in perfect harmony. If you're in the market for something that turns heads, thrills your senses, and makes every drive feel like an event, the new AMG GT deserves a top spot on your list. It's not just another sports car. It's the definition of what modern performance luxury should be. Thanks for watching MVP Road Car. If you enjoyed this review, make sure to hit that like button, subscribe for more deep dives into the world's most exciting cars, and let me know in the comments what you think of the 2026 AMG GT. Would you pick it over a 911 or a Vantage? Until next time, keep those engines revving and drive safe. The 2026 Jaguar GT. This car is a statement not just for Jaguar, but for the entire direction of luxury grand touring in the electric age. It's a reinvention of what a Jaguar can be. Elegant, fast, and unmistakably British, but now with zero emissions. In this video, we'll explore the design, the luxurious interior, the electrifying performance, and the price you'll need to pay to own one of these incredible machines. So buckle up, because this is going to be a ride worth taking. The first thing that strikes you about the 2026 Jaguar GT is its presence. It doesn't scream for attention. It demands it with quiet confidence. The proportions are classic Jaguar GT, long bonnet, low roofline, and muscular rear haunches that give it a sense of power even when it's standing still. But this is a new era, and Jaguar's design language has evolved to match the electric future. The traditional grille is now a sleek, closed surface with a subtle pattern that nods to the past while being purely functional for aerodynamics. The slim LED headlights are razor-sharp, sweeping around the corners of the car and giving it that predatory stare that Jaguar is famous for. From the side, you'll notice how sculpted the body is. Clean lines, flush door handles, and a roofline that gently tapers into the rear deck. The silhouette almost looks like it's in motion even when parked. Those massive alloy wheels, available up to 23 inches, fill the arches perfectly, and the long wheelbase gives the car that true grand touring stance. Around back, the design is minimalist but powerful. A sleek light bar stretches across the width of the car, and below that you've got a subtle integrated diffuser. No exhaust pipes here, of course, just clean modern elegance. It's aerodynamic, futuristic, and yet distinctly Jaguar. You can tell the designers wanted to make sure this car could turn heads in Monte Carlo or Mayfair with equal ease. Now, stepping inside the Jaguar GT, you instantly realize this isn't just about speed, it's about style and serenity. Jaguar has always had a knack for interiors, but this one takes it to a whole new level. The cabin feels like a modern art gallery fused with a private jet. You're surrounded by high-quality materials. Soft leather, sustainable wood veneers, brushed metal accents, and even some unique textures that Jaguar says are inspired by fine British tailoring. Every surface feels carefully considered, from the stitching on the dashboard to the ambient lighting that softly illuminates the cabin. The layout is clean and driver-focused, but still inviting for passengers. A large curved digital display sits behind the steering wheel, giving you all the information you need in crisp, high-resolution graphics. In the center, a floating touchscreen controls most of the car's features: navigation, media, climate control. And it's fast, intuitive, and beautifully integrated into the overall design. Jaguar has tried to keep physical buttons to a minimum, but thankfully, some essential functions still have tactile controls, so you're not forced to dig through menus while driving. The seats are a masterpiece of comfort and design. They're sculpted to hold you firmly through corners, but still soft enough for long-distance drives. Heated, ventilated, and even massaging options are available. The rear seats aren't just an afterthought either. Jaguar calls this a four-seater GT for a reason. The sloping roofline doesn't compromise too much headroom, and there's a surprising amount of legroom for a car with such a sporty profile. Even the trunk space is generous for a grand tourer, meaning you can actually pack for a weekend getaway without playing luggage Tetris. Everything about the interior whispers luxury, not in a loud or flashy way, but in that understated British sense of refinement. You can tell Jaguar is targeting brands like Porsche, Aston Martin, and even Bentley with this one. And honestly, it has the charm and craftsmanship to hold its own. Now, let's talk about performance. Because what's a Jaguar without a little growl? Even if this one comes from electrons instead of cylinders? The 2026 Jaguar GT is built on Jaguar's new electric architecture, designed from the ground up for performance and efficiency. Power comes from dual electric motors, one on each axle, giving it all-wheel drive and instant torque. Early figures suggest around 575 horsepower in the base model, with higher performance versions possibly pushing closer to 950 horsepower. That's supercar-level power in a Grand Tourer body. Acceleration is expected to be blisteringly quick. We're talking 0 to 60 miles per hour in under 4 seconds for the standard version, and potentially closer to 3 seconds flat for the high-output variant. And because it's electric, that power delivery is smooth, instantaneous, and completely addictive. There's no lag, no gear shifts, just a seamless surge of motion that presses you back into your seat and keeps you there. But Jaguar isn't just chasing speed. They've tuned the suspension and steering for that signature grand touring feel, precise, balanced, and comfortable. Expect adaptive dampers, advanced torque vectoring, and a chassis that can shift personality at the touch of a button. In comfort mode, it glides effortlessly down the highway, quiet and composed. In sport mode, it tightens up, the steering sharpens, and suddenly the GT feels smaller, more agile, ready to dance through corners. It's the dual personality that makes a true GT special, the ability to be both a cruiser and a corner carver. Range is another key point. Jaguar claims the GT will offer up to 430 miles of range on the WLTP cycle, which is seriously impressive. That puts it right up there with the best electric Grand Tourers in the world. Charging won't be a hassle either. With ultra-fast charging capability, you can add around 200 miles of range in just 15 minutes, assuming you're plugged into a high-speed DC charger. That means you can take this car on real road trips, not just city hops. Driving an electric Jaguar might sound strange at first, no engine note, no shifting gears, but Jaguar promises it hasn't lost its soul. They're engineering a subtle sound profile that adds emotion without being artificial or intrusive. It's all about connection between car, driver, and road. And now, let's talk money. Because exclusivity doesn't come cheap. The 2026 Jaguar GT is expected to start around $125,000 US, or about 100,000 pounds in the UK. That's the entry point, and as with all luxury cars, options and performance variants can easily push the price north of $150,000 or more. But at that price, you're getting something truly special, a hand-built, design-led electric GT that's limited in production and designed to showcase the future of Jaguar. When you consider its rivals, cars like the Porsche Taycan, the Tesla Model S Plaid, and the Lucid Air Grand Touring, the Jaguar offers something different. It's not about outright numbers or tech gimmicks. It's about feeling, the kind of emotional connection that comes from timeless design, craftsmanship, and effortless performance. Jaguar has always been about grace, space, and pace, and the 2026 GT delivers all three in a thoroughly modern way. So, what's the verdict? The 2026 Jaguar GT isn't just another electric car. It's a rebirth for a brand with decades of history and heritage. It's proof that luxury, performance, and sustainability can coexist beautifully. From its sculpted exterior to its serene interior and breathtaking performance, this car is the definition of a grand tourer for the new electric age. And honestly, it's refreshing to see Jaguar daring to be different again. They're not chasing trends, they're creating something timeless. If this is what the next generation of Jaguars looks and feels like, then the future of British motoring is in very good hands. Thanks for watching MVP Road Car. If you enjoyed this deep dive into the 2026 Jaguar GT, hit that like button, subscribe for more in-depth car reviews, and let me know in the comments what car you want me to cover next. Until next time, drive safe, stay curious, and I'll see you on the road. Ford Mustang Eleanor. This isn't just another Mustang. It's a modern-day masterpiece inspired by one of the most iconic cars in cinematic history. Ford has gone all out to create a car that blends classic American muscle with futuristic technology, luxury, and performance. So sit tight, because we're going deep into the exterior, interior, performance, and pricing of the all-new 2026 Mustang Eleanor. Right off the bat, the moment you lay eyes on this car, you know it's something special. The exterior is a perfect mix of aggression and elegance. Ford's design team took inspiration from the legendary Eleanor from Gone in 60 Seconds, but gave it a fresh, modern twist that screams performance. The front fascia is bold and sculpted with a low-slung grille that features the iconic running horse emblem, surrounded by sleek LED matrix headlights that give the car a fierce, almost predatory look. The hood features functional dual air vents and racing stripes that run from the front to the back, giving it that classic muscle car vibe. You can tell every inch of this car was crafted with precision, from the aerodynamic side skirts to the aggressive front splitter that hugs the ground. The body sits lower and wider than the standard Mustang GT, giving it a planted road-hugging stance. The wheel arches are flared just enough to house those massive 20-inch forged aluminum wheels wrapped in high-performance Michelin Pilot sport tires. The side profile is simply breathtaking. That long hood, sloping roofline, and fastback silhouette are unmistakably Mustang, but sharper and more refined. The side mirrors are aerodynamically shaped and finished in gloss black, matching the carbon fiber roof and spoiler. Around the back, Ford has given Eleanor its signature look. sequential LED taillights, a functional rear diffuser, and quad exhaust tips that look ready to spit flames. The rear spoiler automatically adjusts at high speeds for increased downforce, and the active aerodynamic system makes this car as functional as it is beautiful. It's pure muscle car presence, but with a level of sophistication that feels worthy of the modern era. Now, stepping inside the 2026 Ford Mustang Eleanor is like entering a whole new world. This isn't the rough, bare-bones interior you'd expect from an old-school muscle car. Ford has elevated it to near-luxury levels. The cabin wraps around you like a cockpit, designed for drivers who want both comfort and performance. The first thing you'll notice is the massive, curved 13.2-inch infotainment display that seamlessly blends into a 12.4-inch, fully digital driver's cluster. It's powered by Ford's latest Sync 5 system, which is faster, smarter, and more customizable than ever. You can switch between driving themes, including a retro-inspired Eleanor mode that brings back the look of classic analog gauges, a brilliant touch that ties old-school charm to new-school tech. The materials inside are top shelf. Soft touch leather, carbon fiber, and brushed aluminum dominate the cabin. Everything feels premium. The seats are Recaro Sport buckets, offering incredible bolstering for spirited driving but enough cushioning for long-distance comfort. They're heated, ventilated, and even have an optional massage feature in the higher trims. The steering wheel has a flat bottom and is wrapped in Alcantara, giving you a solid grip during performance driving. And behind it, you'll find paddle shifters that feel crisp and responsive. Ambient lighting runs along the dashboard and doors, and you can customize the color to suit your mood. Ford has also given attention to sound and connectivity. You get a 14-speaker Bang & Olufsen premium sound system that fills the cabin with crystal-clear audio, perfect for when you're cruising. Wireless Apple CarPlay, Android Auto, wireless charging, and multiple USB-C ports are standard. The panoramic glass roof adds an airy, open feel, while the dual-zone climate control and noise insulation make the cabin surprisingly quiet when you're not unleashing the beast. It's a perfect blend of comfort, technology, and performance-focused design, a space that feels both luxurious and driver-oriented. But let's talk about the heart of this beast, the performance. Under that aggressive hood lies a supercharged 5.2-liter V8 engine, producing a jaw-dropping 720 horsepower and 650 pound-feet of torque. This isn't just borrowed power. Ford has refined and re-engineered the engine, calling it the Predator Evo. It's lighter, stronger, and more efficient than before. This monster is paired with either a 6-speed manual transmission for the purists or a 7-speed dual-clutch automatic for those who crave lightning-fast gear changes. The power goes straight to the rear wheels, as it should in a proper Mustang, and Ford's new active differential system ensures you get maximum traction and control, even when you're pushing the limits. Now, what does that mean for performance numbers? Well, this Eleanor rockets from 0 to 60 in an astonishing 3.1 seconds and can hit a top speed of around 200 miles per hour. It's not just fast in a straight line, it's agile too. The 2026 model comes with Ford's advanced MagneRide 2.0 adaptive suspension, which continuously monitors the road and adjusts damping on the fly. Whether you're on a racetrack or a winding mountain road, the car feels composed and confident. Steering is razor-sharp, and feedback through the wheel is precise. The Brembo carbon ceramic brakes deliver immense stopping power, giving you confidence to push harder. Ford has also introduced new drive modes, including normal, sport, track, and a fully customizable Eleanor mode that lets you tune everything from throttle response to exhaust sound. And speaking of that sound, the exhaust note is pure adrenaline, deep, throaty, and unapologetic. When you hit the gas, it growls like a predator ready to strike. It's the kind of sound that reminds you why V8s are irreplaceable. Beyond performance, Ford has packed in plenty of modern safety and convenience features. You get adaptive cruise control, lane keeping assist, blind spot monitoring, rear cross-traffic alert, and Ford's Blue Cruise semi-autonomous driving system that allows for hands-free driving on certain highways. Even though this car is all about performance, Ford hasn't forgotten about practicality. The trunk is decently sized and the back seats can fold down for extra space. Sure, the rear seats aren't exactly roomy, but they're perfect for short trips or extra storage. Now let's talk about the part everyone wants to know, the price. The 2026 Ford Mustang Eleanor isn't cheap, but considering what you get, it's a serious contender in the high-performance market. The base model starts at around $98,000, giving you the supercharged V8, manual transmission, and plenty of standard features. The mid-tier Performance Edition, which includes the dual-clutch transmission, Magna-Ride suspension, and upgraded brakes, comes in at around $115,000. And if you want the top-of-the-line Eleanor Signature Edition, complete with exclusive paint options, bespoke leather interiors, carbon fiber components, and limited edition badging, you're looking at roughly $135,000. Yes, that's serious money, but you're also getting serious performance. The kind that rivals a Corvette Z06 or a Porsche 911 Carrera S, all while delivering something they can't, that unmistakable Mustang soul. So, to sum it all up, the 2026 Ford Mustang Eleanor is more than just a car. It's a statement, a tribute to an icon that has stood the test of time. Ford has managed to capture the spirit of the classic Eleanor and inject it with 21st century performance and luxury. It's a car that bridges generations, one that honors the past while blazing toward the future. The looks are breathtaking, the interior is refined and packed with tech, and the performance is nothing short of exhilarating. It's the perfect blend of power, passion, and precision. If you're someone who believes that driving should still be an emotional experience, that cars should make your heart race, then the 2026 Ford Mustang Eleanor is exactly the kind of machine that keeps that dream alive. So what do you think? Has Ford nailed the rebirth of Eleanor, or would you have liked to see an all-electric version? Drop your thoughts in the comments below. I love hearing what you all think. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit that notification bell for more in-depth reviews from MVP Road Car. Thanks for watching, and until next time, stay fast, stay passionate, and keep your engines roaring. The 2026 Corvette C9. This machine is not just an evolution of the iconic Corvette line, it's a full-blown statement that Chevrolet is not backing down in the global performance war. From its razor-sharp design to its fighter jet-inspired cockpit, from the thunderous performance to its surprisingly accessible price tag, we're going deep into every detail of this beast. So buckle up, because this one is going to be fast. Let's start by taking a walk around the car. The 2026 Corvette C9 is more sculpted, more aggressive, and more futuristic than any of its predecessors. Chevrolet has kept the mid-engine layout that debuted with the C8, but refined every contour and proportion to make this car look even more exotic. The stance is wide and low, hugging the ground like a true supercar. The front end is all about aerodynamic precision. Slimmer LED headlights, larger air intakes that feed directly into the engine bay, and an even more pronounced front splitter. The hood has new functional vents that help channel airflow for both cooling and downforce. Move to the side and you'll see how the C9 looks like it's in motion even when it's parked. The sculpted doors now have hidden handles for cleaner lines, and the side intakes have been reshaped for better airflow into the mid-mounted V8. The roofline flows gracefully into the rear deck. And for 2026, Chevrolet offers a new electrochromic glass roof that can shift from clear to tinted at the touch of a button. Perfect for when you want sunlight during the day or privacy at night. Around back, the car is pure aggression. Quad exhausts integrated into a larger diffuser, sleeker taillights, and an active rear wing that automatically adjusts to optimize drag or downforce depending on your speed and driving mode. Every detail feels more refined, more premium, and more functional than ever before. Step inside, and the first thing you'll notice is how dramatically the interior has evolved. Gone is that wall of tiny buttons that divided the driver and passenger in earlier models. In its place, the 2026 Corvette gets a completely redesigned cockpit that feels both high-tech and driver-focused. The layout is inspired by fighter jets, wrapping around the driver with new digital displays and premium materials everywhere you look. There's a new 14-inch digital instrument cluster that can be fully customized, a 12.7-inch infotainment screen angled towards the driver, and even a smaller 6.6-inch side display for quick access to drive modes, suspension settings, and climate controls. Chevrolet has clearly listened to feedback from previous owners. The wireless charger has been moved to a more accessible position. The cup holders now feature ambient lighting, and the steering wheel is slightly reshaped with better grip and tactile buttons. The seats, especially in the GT2 and competition trims, are a perfect balance of comfort and support, finished in premium leather or optional Alcantara. New interior color themes like Santorini Blue, Adrenaline Red, and Jet Black give the cabin a fresh, upscale vibe. The sound insulation is noticeably improved, too, making long drives more comfortable without muting the glorious V8 soundtrack right behind you. Even small touches like the metal paddle shifters and the updated heads-up display make the entire driving experience feel more premium and purposeful. Now, let's talk about what really matters: performance. Because no Corvette is complete without mind-bending numbers. The 2026 C9 lineup comes in several variants, and each one pushes the limits in its own way. The standard Stingray still uses the 6.2-liter naturally aspirated LT2 V8 engine, but it's been refined for smoother power delivery and slightly better efficiency. It delivers around 495 horsepower and 470 pound-feet of torque, sending all that power to the rear wheels through an 8-speed dual-clutch transmission. 0 to 60 miles per hour happens in just about 2.9 seconds. Supercar performance from a car that starts under $75,000. Step up to the Z06 and things get serious. It's powered by the 5.5-liter flat-plane crank V8 known as the LT6, producing an incredible 670 horsepower and screaming to a red line near 8,500 RPM. This is one of the most exotic-sounding engines ever to come out of America, and it gives the Z06 the kind of character you'd expect from an Italian supercar. The handling is razor-sharp thanks to wider tires, revised suspension geometry, and available carbon fiber wheels that reduce unsprung weight. But if you thought that was extreme, the ZR1 takes everything to another level. Under the hood is a twin-turbocharged version of that same 5.5-liter engine, now pushing around 1,064 horsepower and over 820 pound-feet of torque. Top speed? Around 230 miles per hour. The ZR1's cooling system, aerodynamics, and active suspension make it a true track weapon that can still be driven on the street. And then there's the new hybrid monster, the Corvette ZR1X. It combines that twin-turbo V8 with an electric front motor, giving it all-wheel drive and a staggering 250 horsepower combined. The result is a 0 to 60 time that's estimated to be under 2 seconds. That's hypercar territory, rivaling the likes of Bugatti and Rimac, but coming from Chevrolet. Performance isn't just about speed, though. The C9 benefits from the latest generation of magnetic ride control, offering adaptive damping that reads the road hundreds of times per second. The brakes are enormous, up to 10-piston carbon ceramics up front on the ZR1, giving you immense stopping power. The drive modes have been reprogrammed, offering finer control over throttle, suspension, and traction settings. Whether you're cruising through the city or tearing up a racetrack, the car feels alive, responsive, and confidence-inspiring. Now let's talk about price, because for everything you get, the Corvette remains one of the best deals in the performance world. The base 2026 Corvette Stingray 1LT Coupe starts around $72,000. That's incredible considering it can keep up with cars costing twice that much. Step up to the E-Ray, the hybrid all-wheel drive model, and you're looking at around $110,000. The Z06 begins near $122,000, while the ZR1 jumps to about $182,000. And for the all-out ZR1X hybrid, early estimates put it just above $200,000. Yes, that's a big number, but remember, this is a 1-200-plus horsepower car capable of beating million-dollar exotics in performance. When you look at the price-to-performance ratio, no other brand comes close. And here's what's even more impressive. Chevrolet hasn't abandoned the Corvette's everyday usability. You still get front and rear trunks for a total of around 13 cubic feet of storage, a quiet cabin in tour mode, and tech like Apple CarPlay, Android Auto, a premium Bose sound system, and advanced driver assists. The C9 might look like a spaceship, but you can genuinely daily drive it if you want to. When you see it in person, the 2026 Corvette doesn't just feel like an American sports car anymore. It feels like an international supercar built to challenge anything from Ferrari, Lamborghini, or McLaren. It's bold, it's innovative, and it carries a level of craftsmanship that makes you proud to see an American badge on a car that can compete with the best in the world. So to sum it up, the 2026 Corvette C9 isn't just another update, it's a revolution. The exterior is sharper and smarter. The interior finally feels world-class. The performance is beyond what anyone expected, and the price keeps it shockingly attainable. It's everything you could want in a supercar. Looks, sound, speed, technology, and value, all wrapped into one package that refuses to compromise. And that's what makes this car so special. The Corvette has always been about giving people access to true high performance without a billionaire's budget. And the 2026 C9 keeps that promise while pushing the limits higher than ever before. So, if you've been waiting for a reason to fall in love with the Corvette again, this is it. The 2026 C9 is proof that the American dream on four wheels is alive and roaring louder than ever. Thanks for watching MVP Road Car. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit that bell icon so you never miss our deep dives into the cars that make your pulse race. Until next time, keep the revs high and the roads open. The 2026 Ford Mustang Boss 429. This isn't just another Mustang. It's a resurrection of one of the most legendary names in muscle car history, brought back with a modern twist. Ford has taken everything enthusiasts loved about the original Boss 429 from the late 60s and reimagined it for the electrified high-performance era. So buckle up, because we're diving deep into every aspect of this car: the exterior, interior, performance, and of course, what it's going to cost you to own this monster. At first glance, the 2026 Boss 429 commands your attention. The design is instantly recognizable as a Mustang, but it's more aggressive, sharper, and purpose-built. Ford designers have given it a bold new front fascia with a massive open grille, inspired by the classic 1969 Boss 429, complete with integrated active shutters to balance aerodynamics and cooling. The hood is one of the most striking features. A huge power dome with functional air extractors that hint at the raw power lurking beneath. The stance is lower and wider than the GT or even the Dark Horse, giving it that planted, muscular look that just screams performance. The LED headlights are slimmer and more angular, flowing seamlessly into sculpted fenders that house massive 20-inch forged aluminum wheels wrapped in Michelin Pilot Sport 4S tires. Around back, you've got quad exhaust tips, a carbon fiber, rear diffuser, and an active spoiler that automatically adjusts at high speed for extra downforce. Every line and curve feels intentional, a blend of heritage and modern performance design. Even the color options pay tribute to its legacy, with shades like Grabber Blue, Velocity Yellow, and Shadow Black returning alongside new metallic finishes like Cyber Silver and Crimson Fury. Moving inside, the 2026 Boss 429 shows just how far Ford has come in balancing muscle car attitude with modern tech and comfort. Open the door, and you're greeted by a cockpit that feels ready for the racetrack, but refined enough for daily driving. The seats are Recaro sport buckets wrapped in premium Alcantara and leather with embroidered Boss 429 logos on the headrests. They're heated, ventilated, and provide incredible bolstering for hard cornering. The steering wheel is flat-bottomed, wrapped in suede with contrast stitching and a Boss badge at the center. Behind it sits a fully digital 13.2-inch instrument cluster that's customizable. showing everything from your standard speed and revs to G-force meters and track telemetry. The center console flows naturally into the dashboard with a large 13.4-inch touchscreen powered by Ford's latest Sync 5 system, offering wireless Apple CarPlay, Android Auto, and built-in Amazon Alexa. The materials inside feel premium. Soft-touch plastics, brushed aluminum trim, and optional carbon fiber inserts. There's ambient lighting that changes with your drive mode, and even the engine start button glows red, pulsing like a heartbeat before you fire it up. Sound comes from a 14-speaker Bang & Olufsen system, but honestly, once you start that engine, that's the only sound you'll want to hear. The cabin is surprisingly spacious for a performance coupe, and while the rear seats are still best suited for small passengers or storage, Ford has improved legroom slightly compared to previous models. Now, let's talk about what really makes the Boss 429 a legend: performance. Under that aggressive hood lies a monster. Ford has brought back the spirit of the big block engine, but this time it's re-engineered for the modern era. The 2026 Boss 429 is powered by a hand-built 7.0-liter naturally aspirated V8, producing a staggering 750 horsepower and 680 pound-feet of torque. This engine is part of Ford's new Godzilla Evolution family, refined for both power and emissions efficiency. It's paired with a 6-speed Tremec manual transmission as standard, because a car like this deserves 3 pedals. However, for those who prefer lightning-fast shifts, there's also an optional 10-speed automatic with paddle shifters. The power delivery is brutal yet refined. From 0 to 60, it rockets in just 3.3 seconds, and the top speed is electronically limited to around 200 miles per hour. Ford has reworked the chassis with adaptive MagneRide suspension, giving you the perfect balance between comfort and precision. In track mode, the car hunkers down, the suspension stiffens, the steering sharpens, and throttle response becomes instantaneous. Launch control and line lock come standard, giving you total control off the line or when you're lighting up the tires at the strip. The braking system is equally impressive. Massive Brembo 6-piston calipers with carbon ceramic rotors bring all that power to a confident stop without fade. But what really sets the 2026 Boss apart is how it handles. This isn't just a straight-line muscle car anymore. Ford has spent serious time tuning the aerodynamics and suspension geometry to make it corner like a European sports car. The steering is razor-sharp, with excellent feedback, and thanks to a near 50-50 weight distribution and a lighter aluminum front subframe, the car feels incredibly balanced. On twisty roads, it feels composed and alive, a true driver's car. There's also a new drift assist feature that uses the car's electronic stability control system to help manage power slides more smoothly, perfect for those who like to push their limits on the track. Fuel economy? Well, let's be real. This isn't a car you buy to save gas. Still, Ford claims around 14 miles per gallon city and 22 highway, which isn't bad considering the power output. But this car is about emotion, not efficiency. Every rev, every gear change, every pop from the exhaust reminds you why muscle cars still matter in 2026. Now let's talk price. The 2026 Ford Mustang Boss 429 isn't cheap, but you're getting an icon reborn. The base model starts around $104,000, which places it right in the ring with the likes of the Dodge Challenger Hellcat Red-Eye and the Chevrolet Camaro ZL1. Add performance packages, carbon fiber options, or the automatic transmission, and you could easily be looking at $120,000 or more. But considering the performance, the craftsmanship, and the heritage that comes with the Boss 429 badge, it feels worth every penny. Ford has also hinted that production will be limited, possibly around 2,500 units globally, making this not only a performance machine, but also a potential collector's item. On the road, the 2026 Boss 429 delivers that raw, visceral connection that's becoming rare in today's performance cars. It's not overly digital or detached. It's mechanical, emotional, and demanding in all the right ways. You feel every bit of its power through the steering, the shifter, and the seat. It's a car that rewards skill and confidence, and yet, when you dial it back to normal mode, it becomes surprisingly livable. The cabin is quiet, the ride smooths out, and the adaptive exhaust calms down enough to cruise comfortably on the highway. Ford has managed to create a muscle car that's both wild and refined, classic and futuristic. So, what's the verdict? The 2026 Ford Mustang Boss 429 is more than just a car. It's a statement. It's Ford saying that the spirit of the American muscle car is still alive and thriving, even in an age of electric dominance. It pays homage to its roots while pushing the limits of what a modern performance car can be. If you're a purist who loves the sound of a big V8 and the thrill of driving something raw and untamed, this car will speak to your soul. And if you're someone who appreciates technology, precision engineering, and exclusivity, it checks those boxes too. The Boss 429 name carries weight, and this new version honors that legacy perfectly. It's aggressive, it's beautiful, and it's brutally fast. Whether you're taking it to the track, carving up canyon roads, or just admiring it in your garage, it feels like a celebration of everything we love about driving. Ford didn't just build another Mustang, they built a masterpiece that bridges generations. That's it for today's review on the 2026 Ford Mustang Boss 429. If you enjoyed this deep dive, hit that like button, subscribe to MVP Road Car for more reviews on the hottest machines hitting the streets, and let me know in the comments. Would you pick the new Boss 429 over something like a Hellcat or a Corvette Z06? Thanks for watching, and I'll catch you in the next one. Keep driving, keep dreaming, and always stay fast. Welcome back to MVP Road Car. Today we're diving into the brutal, unapologetic powerhouse that's returning to claim its throne, the 2026 Dodge Viper. A legend reborn for a new era, this American monster is back with more power, more technology, and a design that looks like pure venom sculpted in metal. The Viper has always stood for raw performance and old-school driving emotion, and this time, Dodge has taken it to a futuristic extreme. The 2026 Viper commands attention before you even turn the key. Its exterior design blends aggression and aerodynamic precision like never before. The front fascia is dominated by a massive carbon fiber splitter and air intakes so large they look like they could inhale the road. The signature long hood remains, stretching endlessly toward the horizon, hinting at the beast that lives beneath. The sculpted sides are tighter and more muscular than ever, with deep air channels to cool the new V10 hybrid engine. The roofline is low and sleek, while the tail features a massive active wing and a diffuser inspired by Dodge's GT race cars. Every vent, every curve, every surface is designed for performance, but it still screams Viper from every angle. Even the new LED headlights carry that menacing, snake-eye glare that instantly tells you, this is no ordinary supercar. The 2026 Viper's structure is built around a carbon aluminum hybrid chassis that's 20% lighter but 30% stiffer than the last generation. That means sharper cornering and better stability at insane speeds. The car sits on adaptive suspension that automatically adjusts to road conditions or track modes, giving you either a comfortable Grand Tourer feel or full-blown race car aggression. The Viper rides on massive 21-inch forged alloys wrapped in ultra-performance Michelin Pilot Cup tires that look ready to shred asphalt. The quad titanium exhaust exits just behind the doors, spitting flames with every gear change and giving off that trademark V10 scream. Except now, it's enhanced with electric torque assist that makes it even faster off the line. Step inside, and the 2026 Dodge Viper transforms from savage beast to modern-day fighter jet. Dodge has reimagined the interior completely. Gone are the rough edges and cramped layout. In comes a blend of luxury, technology, and pure driver focus. The cockpit wraps tightly around you with a digital 12.5-inch instrument cluster that displays speed, revs, G-forces, and hybrid system data in real time. The steering wheel is flat-bottomed and covered in Alcantara with integrated paddle shifters and performance mode switches. At the center, a massive 14-inch curved infotainment screen runs Dodge's latest Uconnect 6 system, supporting wireless Android Auto, Apple CarPlay, and real-time telemetry for track days. The materials are pure luxury mixed with race-ready touches, carbon fiber trims, leather and suede seats with red contrast stitching and aluminum pedals. The seats are sculpted with aggressive bolsters but still heated and ventilated for daily comfort. There's even ambient lighting that changes color depending on the drive mode. Cool blue in normal mode, fiery red in track mode. The cabin noise insulation is improved, but Dodge kept just enough engine sound coming through the firewall to remind you you're in a beast, not a commuter car. When it comes to performance, the 2026 Dodge Viper isn't just evolution, it's revolution. Under that long hood lies a newly developed 8.7-liter V10 engine paired with a hybrid electric assist motor. Together, they produce an astonishing 910 horsepower and 950 Nm of torque. Power is sent to the rear wheels through a lightning-fast 8-speed dual-clutch transmission. The hybrid assist doesn't just improve efficiency, it eliminates lag, fills torque gaps, and adds instant acceleration. The result? 0 to 100 km/h in a mind-bending 2.4 seconds, making it one of the fastest rear-wheel drive cars in the world. Top speed? Over 350 km/h, confirmed by Dodge test runs. The Viper also features launch control, drift control, and 5 dynamic drive modes: street, sport, track, wet, and the new Venom Plus mode that unleashes full hybrid power and rear-wheel bias. The car's braking system is upgraded with carbon ceramic discs and 6-piston Brembo calipers for maximum stopping force. Steering precision has been enhanced with electronic variable ratio technology, giving you razor-sharp control whether you're cruising a highway or slicing through corners on the Nürburgring. Fuel efficiency has improved slightly due to the hybrid setup, with the Viper offering around 20% better economy than its predecessor, though nobody buys a Viper to save fuel. What really matters is how it feels, and according to early test drives, the 2026 Viper retains that raw, untamed character that made the name legendary. It's not a car that drives you, it's a car you master. The electric assist adds sophistication, but the wild heartbeat of a true muscle car remains intact. Safety and convenience have also taken a big leap forward. The new Viper now comes with adaptive cruise control, collision warning, 360-degree cameras, and lane keep assist, features once unthinkable in a car like this. Dodge realized that modern supercar buyers expect both savagery and smarts. There's even an optional semi-autonomous track system that analyzes your laps and gives live feedback to improve your performance, almost like having a virtual racing coach in the passenger seat. The 2026 Viper will come in 3 main trims: the base Venom, the track-focused ACR, and the hybrid-boosted Venom X. The Venom X is the top-of-the-line version, combining all the power and technology Dodge could pack into a street-legal machine. Price-wise, the base model is expected to start around $160,000, while the Venom X could reach up to $230,000, depending on configuration. That may sound steep, but considering it can outperform cars twice its price, it's actually a bargain in the supercar world. In the end, the 2026 Dodge Viper is more than just a comeback. It's a declaration that raw American performance still has a place in the future. It's brutal, beautiful, and built for people who crave real driving emotion in a world that's going soft. Dodge didn't just revive the legend, they redefined it for a new generation. It's a perfect balance between analog thrill and digital precision, between muscle and intelligence. If you love cars that roar louder than your heartbeat, the new Viper is calling your name. Whether on the open road or the racetrack, it promises one thing: pure adrenaline every single time you touch the throttle. Thanks for watching MVP Road VAR. If you enjoyed this deep dive into the 2026 Dodge Viper, don't forget to like, subscribe, and turn on notifications for more insane reviews of the world's most powerful machines. Until next time, keep your engines roaring and your roads open. This is MVP Road Car, signing off.